So for the final exercise for the locator part, I'm going to continue to build the object based on the drawing of the orthographic view. So what I need to do is start putting my angles in. And so I'm going to make some more parts in the construction. And so the way that I'm going to do this, I'm going to build a line, and this line is at 30 degrees of an angle. So I'm just going to go ahead and build a horizontal line, and then type in rotate, and I'll select the point, which is at the top of the part, the corner, and I'll just go ahead and type in 30 degrees. So when you type in minus, it goes actually clockwise. When you type in positive integer, it'll go in counterclockwise. And so that's going to be my 30 degrees. And so I'm going to need to make a construction line based on that so I can see where the line goes in my side view. So I went ahead and mirrored that line. And I don't want to delete it, so I can just push enter. All right, so we need some more lines. I'm going to build another construction line, a horizontal one, at the intersection where that line is meeting the outside of the part. All right, so that's the first intersection. And I'll make some more construction lines here. All right. So now I have a little bit more lines that I can operate from. And you should be looking at your part as you do this, just so you can understand where these lines and what they're representing. So this is a little notch that you see in the top that's been cut out. All right, so far so good. Okay. So let's go ahead and trim some of these parts. And then rather than trim the other side, I can just mirror this over there. And before I do, I just want to inspect and make sure that I have all the parts that I need. And what I can do is just turn the construction layer off and actually delete these after I've gone in and hit the trim command if needed, because you can see I'm actually deleting some of the construction lines, which isn't really all that helpful, to be honest. All right. So let's go ahead and mirror that. We want to mirror that to the center. Oh, that's not the center. Let's try that again. That's the center. Come down, snap, push enter, and then I can continue building this. All right. Now I'm going to add a new layer called hidden, and then a new layer for center. And these are my dimension lines, so to speak. This is the center line. make sure it's at 50 degrees. Actually, I have it on 30 degrees millimeter here. I actually end up changing this to 50 after this lesson because it was just a little hidden. So 50 is fine. And these should also be in white. So it's kind of odd because the actual white here, when it prints black. So it's a little confusing. All right. Okay, so now the other thing I need to do on this, let's get that back on there. Didn't stick. So you can also double click on here. This is the center. And I also need to then change what the line does. All right, so what we will do then is, let me go ahead and build these lines. So I'm going to show you where the hidden line is first. So I'll make my hidden lines. And I'm using these construction lines. All right. And there's one more, which is where the circle is. And I don't actually have that. So that's going to be the center line, but we want to do the hidden line. So I don't have the construction line, but you know what I can do is I can just go ahead and snap, hover over there, and that's going to be the hidden line for that circle, that half circle. All right. So what I need to do, though, is I need to change these lines because right now they're just solid lines. So the easiest way to do it is actually go into the layer command, and you'll see it says line type. And what I want to do is double click on that. So double click on the hidden line type, and then I'll load it. So I need to type in load. And I may as well import two of these. I'm going to do the hidden and then the center line. So load both of those. And say OK. All right, so you can see that that layer is now the hidden. And so if it didn't activate, go ahead and click on those lines, right click, go to properties, and make sure that they are on the hidden. There you go, and they should be hidden lines now. And I'm going to do the same thing for the center line. I'll build those center lines, and then go ahead and take a layer, a line. I hover over. I'm actually not snapping on these points here. You'll see in a second. So hover over, go extend over. You want to extend these center lines beyond the part. It's very important. So if it's not on center line, so we're good. Make sure that this center line has the proper line type. All right. And actually, again, these actually are better left at 50 millimeters for the line weight. All right. And it all depends on when you print how your plotter or your printer is reading these lines. Okay, so go ahead and continue, and I'll finish up this exercise by making my center lines. And there's actually not that many of them. So I'm just hovering over, then I'm snapping. And if you don't see it when you hit escape, just make it a little bigger. Now, if you're in metric, this won't work. Sometimes people start building things in inches, thinking they're metric and vice versa. So that's usually the culprit. All right, so it looks good. I'm pretty much done here. So look at my line weight. And then we'll go ahead and print this out or plot this. So go to plot, and we're going to do this as a PDF file. So you want to select the AutoCAD high quality PDF, and I'm just going to do window. This way I can control where it's going to be printing, and I'll do a preview just to make sure everything looks okay. And then I'll go ahead and click the print or the plot menu, and I'll save this to my desktop. And I am essentially done with this. You always want to inspect your PDF before you close out of this. So this is the locator part. All right, and then just make sure you inspect it and compare it to the drawing, and you've completed the locator part AutoCAD exercise.